story that had a tremendous impact on my life was the Rwandan genocide. I was shocked, horrified, and deeply saddened by the systematic massacre of 800,000 people in less than 100 days.
The barbarity of these killings and the scope of the genocide have gone far beyond anything they ever expected could happen here.
My life can really be divided between my experiences before and after Rwanda genocide. I remember vividly people running around with machetes looking for others to kill. And the city was just littered with bodies.
Again, that is apparently Al Cowling's car, and apparently O.J. Simpson is in the passenger seat.
I remember many years ago turning to CNN and seeing a white SUV being chased on a freeway. The caption on the screen said something about a guy called O.J. Simpson. And I thought, who is this guy and how famous can you be to get to stay on CNN for hours? There was no internet at the time, so I couldn't Google him, but somebody told me he was an actor. But his story was not about the acting career, but really what happened in court and what that trial told the entire world about the American justice system. Thank you, CNN, for taking me there.
CNN 30, I was there when the bomb fell on my high school. It was May 1995. We heard a bang. Terrible bang. Somebody interrupted the class and told us what happened. I remember it was complete silence in the classroom. We were all looking at each other with these huge round eyes filled with fear. Luckily, everybody was okay. Nobody got hurt. This is my class, and they all survived.
Her name is Dolly. 7 months old, she may not be the monster imagined in a science fiction fantasy, yet the cuddly Finn Dorset lamb may represent a major landmark in the history of genetic engineering.
And then they said, okay, and now let's take you to see Dolly. And they took us into this penned-off area, and there were a whole bunch of sheep there. And so we were all standing around going, which one? And they said, it's that one there. And then they, she was playing to the crowd. At one point she came up and she licked my hand.
We have got the beginnings of the People's Liberation Army convoy coming into Hong Kong from China. The first few dozen troops, I would say, have crossed the bridge from Shenzhen into Hong Kong.
Updating you on the latest details now. Across Britain and around the world, leaders and ordinary people are expressing shock and sadness over the death of Princess Diana.
We got to London early morning, and London was literally drowning in grief. Funeral took place in Westminster Abbey, so we had to work our way to there. There were hundreds of thousands of people. When the funeral procession headed to Abbey past us, somebody in the crowd, in this heartbroken voice, screamed, "Diana, Princess of Wales," and then everybody in the crowd started to cry, even men. It was a solemn moment.
We're going to destroy these forces and their facilities and support. In that respect, the operation will be just as long and difficult as President Milosevic requires it to be.
The photos were made during my stay in Kosovo just before and after Independence Day, where very little is known about the real life of Serbs in Kosovo and even less to Albanians. These photos are only a fraction of the overall picture of the tragic confrontation of two completely different realities in Kosovo. There are too many misunderstandings. Still live in Kosovo so close, but so far.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, First, may I congratulate CNN on its 30th anniversary. The world has changed many times in the last 30 years in Asia and around the world, and CNN has been there almost every time to cover the events.